Good afternoon, everybody. Appreciate you taking the time out of your 15th day in January to join us on our first Wisdom Wednesday of 2025. It is definitely a learning year. Been learning a lot of things already, mostly about my own patients this time of year. So that's kind of where we're at. Lacking as usual, but it's all good. We'll work on that. We have Mr. Michael Gende with GTL with us. He's going to jump in here in a second and tell you why you should add GTL to your portfolio. And if you already have it, why you should focus on selling it more. 2025 really has the opportunity to be a banner year. And in order to make it a banner year for yourself and your business, you want to make sure that you're selling all lines of health products to your clients. Life products as well. If you want to dip your toes into annuities, do it. Your goal this year is to be your client's trusted advisor, not just a fly-by-night insurance agent. Win their business, and win their business not only for their life, but for the life of their family, friends, etc., and really work on getting those referrals. So Michael's going to help you out with that. In addition to our Wisdom Wednesdays and town halls, please make sure that you are getting all National Contracting Center communications. We learned really quick going into AEP that you have to pay attention to your emails. There's a lot of things that change on a consistent basis. And our mode of communicating to the masses right off the bat is to send out emails. We do follow it up with phone calls, but making sure that you're getting those initial emails is going to really help you stay abreast of everything that's happening in the market, both with Medicare and with ACA and other lines of insurance. So very important there as well. You can also subscribe and follow our YouTube channel. You do something on Facebook, I don't know what it is, but you like us or friend us or something, please do that. We also have an Instagram account and LinkedIn as well. So tons of different ways in social media you can follow us. I do suggest that you take the opportunity to make sure that you have clicked like, subscribe to all of those, just to make sure that you are staying in the know as well. I know, Michael, when my time is up today, so I'm going to hand it right over to you. Let you go ahead and jump right in with the GTL product and why it can really help our agents with their book of business.
Beautiful. Thank you, Courtney, and welcome everybody, and Happy New Year. This is a great time of the year in that, you just finished a fantastic year, hopefully. I know we did here at GTL, thanks to all of you guys and gals. But now you get the chance to start the year brand new. I know we're 2 weeks into it, but you get to start the year brand new and say, hey, what would I have done differently if I wasn't afraid of anything? Or what would I have done differently if I wanted to grow my business, but maybe, I just I was halfway through the year, blah, blah, blah. So now we're at the beginning of the year. So take a few minutes when we get done today and write down what you want to change or what you want to add to your repertoire. What do you want? How do you want to be a different slash better slash more productive, more positive person for 2025? Write it down, look at it every day, and before you know it, all of a sudden, you're going to be that additional person that you want to be. So what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about the hospital indemnity plan, the why behind it, and then the how behind it, and how to sell it. We're going to jump on the short-term home health care, and we're going to go on the precision care cancer plan with genomic sequencing. We're going to do all that within 40 minutes, so that by 2:45, I'm on Central Time, 3:45 Eastern Time, we are going to wrap up. Right off the bat, I want to give everybody my name. It's Michael, Michael, Gende, G as in George, Ende, Gende. Cell phone number 815-701-7034. 701-7034. Been with GTL for 9 years. My job is to serve you, do anything I can to try to make your job a little bit easier, because one of the reasons why we just had our 17th out of 18 years, another record in sales and profits here at GTL is because of you guys. And one of the reasons for that is because we provide the best customer service in the market. You now all have my cell phone. You can call it anytime. However, if it's after business hours, let's only call it if you're in front of a customer and you need to get an answer on something in order to make a sale. Otherwise, let's wait until business hours. So, okay, GTL, located in Glenview, Illinois, founded in 1936 by Rick Holson I. He ran it for many years. Then Rick Holson II took over, ran it for many years. And currently, our president and CEO is Rick Holson III. He's been running the company for, golly, many years. Rick Holson IV, also known as Rush, is our vice president of sales. We're licensed in all states but New York. AM Best top tier rating of, actually, it's a solid A rating now, no longer even A minus, zero debt. And last I looked, it looked like assets of about $900 million. So we appreciate you on that. All right, we talked just a little bit about goals. Now is the time of the year to write your goals down and incorporate them. Look at them every single day. They make a huge difference when you put your goals in writing. All of a sudden you will be, holy moly, I'm actually achieving these things that I've never achieved before. And I will tell you this, it's because you put them in writing, because once you put them in writing, that's a commitment level. And then you all of a sudden start looking at them every day. So your brain is concentrating on them. We've got a whole bunch of products, but like I said earlier, we're going to concentrate on 3 today. The main one is hospital indemnity. All right, our hospital indemnity plan, we came up with it about 20 years ago. We were the first ones to market, and 65% of all hospital indemnity plans sold in the United States are our plan right here, the Advantage Plus Elite. So with the change in Medicare plans, how the daily copays are going up, and they're changing quite a bit, it's never been more important to enroll your client in our hospital indemnity plan than it is today. And another reason for it is what's called the 30-60-90 rule. And this 30-60-90 rule is real simple. It works this way. If you sell one plan, just a Medicare Advantage plan to a client and no other plan whatsoever, you will have that client 30% of the time for life. But if you then enroll them in our hospital indemnity plan, a second plan, all of a sudden that number jumps up to 60%. 60% of them will be with you for life. And you put a third plan, say our home healthcare or our precision care cancer plan with genomic sequencing, all of a sudden 90% of those clients are going to be with you for life, giving you referrals, renewals, et cetera, et cetera. And it's all so easy. All you need to do is enroll them in the hospital indemnity plan. All right. It's very important also at this time of the year to remember how important it is to ask for referrals. And don't be afraid to take a picture of the screen and then memorize this sentence right there. Who do you know that you feel would benefit from talking with me? And ask that of every one of your clients. Hey, Bob. Hey, Julie. Who do you know that you feel would benefit from talking with me? And you can even add a little bit more to it if you want to add some more sizzle, some more pizzazz to the recipe. And here's what it sounds like. Hey, Bob. Hey, Julie. Who do you know that you feel would benefit from talking with me? And what I mean by that is, I'm your insurance guy. I'm always going to take care of you. I'm looking out for you. I've got your back. Not everybody has one of those, but everybody wishes that they had one. Who would you like to give the gift of their very own insurance guy to, which is me? Who would you like to give that gift to? So who do you know that would benefit from talking with me? I will take as good of care of them as I have done with you. I promise you. All right. And then what you do is you pull out this paper right there, have one of these printed up, name, number, name, number, name, number, and you pull out a pen and you cross out the last 2 names, name number 4, name number 5. And you say, you know, I'm super busy. I want to make sure that anybody that you want me to get in touch with, that I can give them the service that they are going to expect. Just give me 3 names, okay? Once you do that, the first 5 times when you do it, it will be very frightening, especially for those of you that have never done it before. But by the time the 6th, 7th time rolls around, and that will happen in just a matter of a week or so, because you're going to start doing it with every client. All of a sudden, you're going to feel so good about it because you're going to know, hey, they're going to give you 3 names and numbers. All right. Okay, let's continue moving on. We talked about this already, and I'm going to blast through a bunch of these just because time is of the essence. Okay, what's so powerful about the hospital indemnity plan? So with the hospital indemnity plan, it's designed where it will pay your client X number of dollars every day that they are in the hospital. And you choose the number of days that this plan will pay, and you choose the number of dollars that it will pay. It can pay, as you can see here, from let's find my mouse. There we go. 1 or 3 through 10 or 15. I recommend just always go with the 10-day benefit plan. And that way, I'll show you in a little while why that's so important, why it will benefit the customer. It does not benefit GTL other than happier customer. We do not make more money with that 10-day plan, but that's the sweet spot for the customer. And we have found over the years that, man, the more money that we pay out in claims, the more business we do the following year. So we are a company that, and we want to pay claims, and you will find that in dealing with us. I just had a big FMO last week come to me and say, hey, and they've always been a good client of GTL's, but they said, hey, this year we are going to push everybody to just go with you guys. I go, well, how come you had been, last year and a half pushing somebody else along with us? They said, it's just causing too much havoc in that people are not getting claims paid and we're losing customers because of it. So we're going to just push GTL. And I was like, well, I'm glad to hear that. I've heard that story many times from other people that have left us. They always come back after about a year and a half. So you guys are fortunate in that you get to just stay with us to begin with. But go with that 10-day benefit plan. And then for the dollar amount, I recommend whatever their daily copay is from their Medicare Advantage plan, add $50 to that. They got a $295 daily copay, go to $350. Because that way, every day they go in the hospital, they're going to make $50. And also, more importantly, it is if the plan goes up next year, you've already built in a $50 cushion. All right, once they've been in the hospital the first day for 6 hours, we count that as a full day. So they're in for 7 hours. Guess what? They're going to get a paid full day on that very first day. They does not matter whether it's observation or whether they've been admitted. We pay the same way. They still get paid. And let's see. Guaranteed approval, guaranteed issue, age 64 and a half up to age 70. So all the way through age 69, 64 and a half, all the way through age 69, they don't even have to answer a medical question. Automatically approved. They still have the 6-month pre-existing condition. And what that means is anything that they were dealing with the 6 months prior to getting the plan, they will not be covered until the 7th month. Once the 7th month comes into play, then it will be covered. Oh, yeah, we've got a new signature now that when you're not with the client and you're filling out the application, once you get to submit and for their signature, you can then they will get sent a text message on their phone, and it will have a one-time PIN number. They will then give you that one-time PIN number. You will enter in that one-time PIN number, and that counts as their signature. So makes it a whole lot easier. Everything we do, we're constantly innovating, trying to make your job slightly easier. Okay, we want to just make it a bit easier in everything we do, and so that the culmination is, hey, when you're dealing with GTL, things become real easy. All right, you saw on the screen there where it shows on the front of the brochure, it shows a QR code. If you take your smart device and put it on camera, hold it up to that QR code, and then a yellow icon will pop up. Click on that yellow icon, and all of a sudden a 2.5-minute video will play for your client, and that's your whole sales presentation right there, is to play that video. And you can copy and paste the address and you can send that to your clients anytime you want, and you can get that off of our website when you log in and you go to GT Link. You can get that under consumer marketing materials. So makes it a whole lot easier. Customers love it. We have agents that's all they do. When they're going over the Medicare Advantage plan, they'll sit down with the client and say, hey, today we're going to go over some Medicare Advantage plan with you. We're also going to cover a hospital indemnity plan, which is going to take care of some of the gaps in your plan. And all of a sudden, when you get to the point where you're going over, their daily copay is going to be $300 per day for the first 5 days every time you go into the hospital. Don't worry about that. I want you to watch this video. Boom, they pull up the video, 2.5 minutes, and the agent gets to take a break for a little bit. The customer is watching it, and then all of a sudden now they get done and they go, that's what we're going to sign you up for to take care of your daily copay. Your daily copay of $300, we're actually going to set it up so you're going to get paid $350. You'll make an extra $50 per day every day you're in the hospital. And we're going to sign you up for 10 days. So if you're in the hospital longer, you're going to actually be able to pocket a whole bunch of money. And I'll show you how that will come in handy as you get older, because as they get older, they're going to be in the hospital a lot more. This plan is designed so that once they have been out of the hospital for 60 days, it goes back to a brand new 10-day benefit plan. And the reason why I want you to do the 10-day benefit plan is this. If they go into the hospital and say they're in for 5 days, and the average stay, by the way, for 65 years old and older individual is 5.2 days when they go into the hospital. So they go in for 5 days. We pay them their, say, $1,750 for their $1,500 deductible. They made $250. Now they go home, but let's say 30 days later, they go back into the hospital. If you had enrolled them in a 5-day plan, they would have no days left. So they would be paying that money out of their pocket. Let's say they're in for another 4 days. 4 times $300 is $1,200. They would have to come up with that out of their own pocket. Instead of signing them up for a 5-day plan, you sign them up for a 10-day plan. It's going to run them about $10 more per month, about $120 per year more. But that $120 more per year, in the one example that I just gave you, where they went in for 4 more days, that's going to pay them $1,200. That's 12 years of the increase of premium for the 10-day benefit. So if that example happens once every 12 years, your customer will be ahead of the game. And you know that when they get into their 70s and 80s, it's going to happen a whole lot more. That's why I always train agents. Just sign them up for the 10-day plan. Don't give them a bunch of choices. You don't need to do that. You're their consultant. You know what's best for them, and you truly do. Hey, we also have on our website, by the way, nothing to do with the screen, but just me talking to you. We also have on our website a fill the gaps tool where you will click on fill in the gaps, and then you will click on the state that the client, you'll put the zip code in, and then it will pop up and give you all the different Medicare Advantage plans that are in that zip code. You'll click on the one plan that you're enrolling the client in, and then automatically on the screen, it will show you the gaps in that plan and how you can cover all of those gaps with the Advantage Plus Elite Hospital Indemnity Plan, along with riders that go with it. It is fantastic. We have clients that are taking we have agents that are taking their clients off of the Med Sup plans, putting them on a Medicare Advantage plan using Fill the Gaps tool so that the plans compare side by side, but it saves the client hundreds of dollars per month. Write them down or enter them in at the end. We'll jump in and get a bunch of questions answered. Remember, guaranteed issue from age 64 and a half to all the way up to 70. Once they hit 70, it's not guaranteed issue. They can enroll in this plan from age 40 all the way up through age 85. Once they hit age 86, they cannot sign up for the plan originally, but they still can keep the plan that they had. Oh, here's one other option on here that I want to make sure I bring up to you. I might have it in the screen, in one of these screens, but I want to make sure. We have a new rider that is available called the GPO, Guaranteed Purchase Option. All right. It's going to run about $8 extra per month. But here's what it does. It automatically will pay your client $100 every year as long as they go and get a physical. Okay. And with Medicare Advantage, they have that checkup physical. That counts as their physical. All they need to do is send that in to us and we will send them a check for $100. So the guaranteed purchase option becomes almost a no-cost option. But here's what it gives your client. It gives your client the ability 5 times, okay, once per year, 5 times up to age 85, where they can increase the benefit dollar amount by 10%. And now their premium will go up accordingly, but they can increase it by 10%. So they start out at $330. It ends up that their daily copay goes up on their Medicare Advantage plan. No worries. They increase, they're using the guaranteed purchase option. They bump it from 3 to 330. And say it goes up again, and it doesn't have to go up for them to bump it. They just have the choice. 5 times they can bump it 10%. So that will increase the benefit that will increase the benefit for 50%. And here's the cool thing about it. No underwriting, no pre-existing condition. Okay. Automatically they can increase the benefit amount. So I recommend a couple things here that I want to say. Go $50 over whatever their daily copay is when you sign them up. Go with the 10-day benefit plan and always put the brand new guaranteed purchase option rider on, but make sure the client knows to file a claim every year once they get their physical so they can get that $100 check from us, and that they know that, hey, they 5 times they can raise their dollar amount coverage. Okay. Let's see. Courtney, any questions at this point that you see? Otherwise,
I do not see any questions, but I do want to interject because I've actually used your text to sign for a client, and it was super simple. I personally really appreciate simple. So just ease of use alone, that text signature option is fantastic.
and now we eliminated the text to sign because we replaced it with an even easier one. And that is now where it just texts to the customer the PIN number, and then they just read you the PIN number. So it's even
Even
easier
better.
and faster. Exactly. So, but we're always listening, and Courtney's been great on giving us ideas, and her team. We're always listening. Hey, how can we make this better for you? And that's why, quite frankly, one of the reasons you have my cell phone is if you come up with an idea you think might make this plan better or easier for you to use, call me and let me know. All right. Because you guys are on the front lines, and GTL has such respect for you guys being out there. There's just a tiny percentage of people that walk the face of this earth that can do what you guys and gals do, and that is successfully enroll people in insurance. And so that is why we have a team called the ACT team. It stands for Accountability, Courage, and Trust. And I'm one of the members of it, 6 members. I go around the company explaining to our customers what it's like to be an agent out in the field where, hey, you start the day, you have to kind of get out there and make things happen. And if you ever have to call into your carrier, it's not a good thing. It's not like, oh, you're happy you have to call in. No, there's a situation that needs to be handled. So we train our people, each and every one of them, that when a agent calls in, stop what you're doing, take care of that agent, because there's nothing worse than when you call into the carrier and you don't get treated properly. Your morning is ruined. It might cost you money because the next person you talk to, you're just not on your A game. Whereas when you call into GTL, you're going to be treated the way you should be treated, which is like royalty. And if it ever happens where you're not, you need to immediately call me. Let me know who you spoke to, because we record everything, and we're not going to fire that person. We hire good people and they stay with us forever, but we're going to use it as a learning experience so that we can train them. Hey, listen to what you said, and here's how it made the agent feel. So we put the bar very, very high. Hey guys, here's my information right here that I gave you earlier. Michael Gende, 815-701-7034. email mgendy@gtlic.com. All right. Remember, we're here to serve you guys. There's 300 people in this building that we want to do anything we can to try to make your job a little bit easier. All right. I want to talk about,
Michael?
yes,
Hi, this is Monet. I have a quick question. When
yes,
I'm out there in the field, the problem that I have is there's two things. Seniors don't like emails. A lot of them don't have computers, and they don't really know how to use the text, or somebody has told them not to respond by text. Is there a way to do it by voice activation only?
yes, you can do a voice verification call, and that number, Monet, is 866-839-5132. 866-839-5132. And what I recommend, so this would be when you're not in front of the client. If you're in front of the client and you're using, say, your iPad, they can sign right on the iPad. But if
Correct.
you're using your laptop, then you can do the voice verification call. And I always recommend, say you're in your office, they're at their home, and you get to that point, I would always make the voice verification call myself and then do a three-way call with the client and let the client know, here's what they need to say. Here's what they need to know. They need to know who you are. They need to know what they're buying, what they're paying for. Okay. And the call, start to finish, will be about a 3.5 minute call. I would not just give the client the number and say, hey, when we get done, call this number. That will count as your signature. You want to be on the phone with them, even though you can't guide them. However, that way you know that it's done. Okay. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Michael.
Absolutely. So now what we're going to do, you guys, we're going to talk about short-term home health care. Now I want to take a look at the clock. Okay, we'll make it. Should be able to keep my word on this. So short-term home health care is a plan that will pay your clients up to $450 per day for up to 360 days so that they can recuperate in their own home after having an incident that caused them to either become cognitively impaired or physically impaired, where they cannot perform at least 2 out of their 6 activities of daily living without substantial assistance. People who do not want to go into a nursing home, a skilled nursing home, they would prefer to recuperate at home. This plan gives them, this low cost or almost no cost plan gives them the ability to do that. This is a simplified issue plan, and I'll go over the qualification questions in a little bit. And it has a prescription drug benefit built into it so that your clients can just about pay for the plan. There's also a 3-minute video that your clients can watch. And the same thing, there's a QR code on the front of the brochure. So how do you bring this plan up? It sounds something like this. Mr. and Mrs. Customer, all of my clients wish that they had a long-term care plan. Unfortunately, nobody can afford one nowadays, and even those that can afford one probably won't qualify. There's only a handful of companies that even sell long-term care insurance anymore. I've got a plan here. It is not a long-term care plan, but what it can do is it can pay you up to $450 per day for up to 360 days for you to recuperate in your very own home, have the professional services, the nurses, the therapists, etc., come to your home, and you then get to, where are you most comfortable? You're most comfortable in your home, and wherever you're most comfortable, that's where your recovery is going to be the swiftest anyways. And what I love about this plan is it also has a prescription drug benefit on it, where it will pay $10 for every generic prescription, $25 for every brand name prescription, up to either $300, $600, or $900, depending upon which level plan you choose. And the cost of the plan after the prescription drug benefit is only going to be about $10 or so per month. Would you like to find out more about it? Oh, yes, for sure we would. Let's play this video, and then you play the video for them. Okay, so here's how the plan works. You have 3 choices: plan A, plan B, or plan C. All right. And Plan A, B, and C, all of them cover the exact same items. The only difference between Plan A, B, and C is the dollar amount that is covered. So these are the items that are covered: skilled nursing care, general nursing care, and this is in the home, physical therapy, speech pathology, occupational therapy, chemotherapy specialist, enterostomal therapy, respirational therapy, medical social services, and a home health aide. And it will pay these dollar amounts per day for Plan A, up to $150 per day for Plan A for up to 360 days. Plan B, everything doubles, up to $300 per day for up to 360 days. And then Plan C, you'll see it's at 200, 200, 300, 150, up to 360 days. Now, once they know, it has a restoration benefit. Once they no longer need these services or are collecting on the services for 180 days, then the plan restores right back to its original. Okay. Now, the prescription drug benefit, this goes in, these benefits over here, the skilled nursing, the professional services, they go into action. They start getting paid on once an incident has happened that's caused your client to either become cognitively impaired or physically impaired, where they can't do at least 2 out of their 6 activities of daily living without substantial assistance. The prescription drug benefit, that goes into effect immediately. They buy the plan today. Tomorrow they stop at Walgreens to get a prescription filled. Guess what? That's going to be covered for the $10 or $25. And here's how easy it is to collect on it. It's a policy year, so it goes by the policy date, not annually, not calendar date. So say they bought the plan in February, it runs February all the way to next February. So here's how they collect on it. Once a year, they can file a claim as often as they want. But what we recommend, and this is the best for the customer, once a year they call their pharmacist, and they have their pharmacist print them up a list of all the prescription drugs they've received in the last 12 months. They mail that into us with a claim form. The claim form takes about 20 seconds to fill out: name, address, policy number, phone number. Mail that in. Within 2 weeks, we're sending them a check. Now, if you really want to get professional, if you want to get to the top of the field, you want to have your A game, here's what you do. Is every year after their anniversary date, whenever they have 12 months to file a claim, so you're in no rush, but every year you're going to call them up. Hey, Bob, hey, Julie, did you file your prescription drug benefit yet? No, we have not done that. All right, here's what I want you to do. I want you to call your pharmacist, get that printout of all the drugs you received the last 12 months. Then I want you to bring it into my office. Let's set up a time. And then they're going to come in. You're going to have printed up the claim form. Again, 30 seconds to fill it out. And then you will mail it in. Within 2 weeks, they'll have a check from us. But most importantly, they're now sitting in front of you, and now you get to do an ABR, an annual benefits review. Hey, you know what we should do while you're here? Let's do an annual benefits review. Let's make sure that you do not have too much insurance, okay? Let's make sure you're not overinsured. And then you go through, and before you know it, all of a sudden, hey, cancer insurance. What do you have for cancer insurance? I don't have any cancer insurance. Okay, we need to take a look at that. Let me show you this plan. Boom, 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 boom. And then all of a sudden, you've enrolled them in a precision care cancer plan. Okay. Let's show you how easy it is to qualify for this plan. Is the applicant currently living in a nursing home or assisted living facility or receiving home health care or similar type of care? Nope. Oh, by the way, the ages for this plan are 61 to 85. Okay, 61 to 85. Once they're 86, they cannot buy the plan brand new, but they can keep the plan forever as long as they bought it between 61 and 85. This does not have any guaranteed issue, but it's simplified issue. So they just have to be able to answer these three questions. They need to be able to say no to them. The second question, does the applicant require the assistance or supervision of another person or a device of any kind for any one of the following routine activities of daily living: bathing, dressing, eating, continence, toileting, or transferring to or from a bed or chair? If the answer is no, continue. Within the past 12 months, has the applicant been diagnosed as having been prescribed medication for or received medical advice or treatment from a licensed healthcare professional for Alzheimer's disease, dementia, or memory loss? Answer is no. Guess what? They have just qualified for level A or level B of the plan. If they want level C, one more question. In the next 60 calendar days, is the applicant scheduled for anticipating the scheduling of admission to a hospital, nursing home or assisted living facility, or home healthcare services or surgery? If the answer is yes, no worries. They just cannot get level C. They can still get level A or B. So that's how easy it is for them to qualify. Okay. Any questions on what we just went over there? All right. I want to cover real fast so we can stay on time like I told you we would. Our Precision Care Cancer Plan slideshow from the beginning. And all right, you see that? There are, first of all, one out of every 2 men will get cancer, some form of cancer at some point in their life. 1 out of every 3 women will get some form of cancer during their life. So it's not a matter of, hey, will it ever happen? It's going to happen. Right now, I have 7 brothers and sisters. I have 2 dealing with severe cancer right now. They're older. They're in their high 70s and 80s. And then one that had skin cancer. He's doing just fine. But those statistics ring true. So when your clients get cancer, it gets very costly for them. So we have this lump sum cancer plan, very simple. And the way it's designed is it will pay up to $50,000. You can buy it from age 18 all the way up to 90. It will pay up to $50,000 lump sum when they get cancer. Okay, plain and simple. You get invasive cancer, you get paid. Now, what makes this plan so unique, unlike any other plan on the market, is we have partnered. It took us years to build the partnership, but we've partnered with a company called TGen. They are out of Phoenix, Arizona. They are a world-renowned medical research facility, helping patients with cancer, neurological disorders, diabetes, and other infectious diseases using their cutting-edge research. And so what happens is TGen's goal is to explore the genome, part of the cellular structure of the body of the cancer, to turn life-threatening diseases, cancer, into chronic conditions that allow patients to not only live but thrive. A chronic condition is a sore hip. Hey, if I have cancer and we can move it down the pain level to basically just a sore hip, man, I'm pretty happy. I'm not dying from it. It's just a chronic condition. It's just some soreness. That's what I want. And the way that this happens is through genomic sequencing. And we have some videos here. I'm not going to play them right now just because of time-wise. But genomic sequencing, they sequence the genomes in the body to determine what are the mutated marker cells of that particular strain of cancer, and every cancer is different. And then TGen's oncologists, TGen's experts will meet via the phone with your client who has cancer and your client's doctor and let them know what they recommend to treat this particular form of cancer. Patients that go through genomic sequencing and follow the recommendation typically live 2 to 3 times longer after diagnosis than people that just go through the GPA, the general population approach to fighting cancer, which is cut it out, blast it with chemo and radiation. The TGen, here's like an example. You go through TGen, they come back and they say, hey, you know what? This trial over here that had a 15% success rate overall fighting cancers, on your cancer, it will have an 86% success rate. So this is what we want to recommend you to go on, okay? And it also has less collateral damage. So instead of throwing a quart of chemotherapy into your body, they might be throwing 8 thimble size filled with chemotherapy. So it is a way better way to fight cancer. Rich, wealthy people have been using this for years. It's been around for a long time. We're just bringing it to the masses. People that could go to the Mayo Clinic, Sloan Kettering, MD Anderson. It's been around. It's the way to go. Okay, with that, hey, 2:45. We have kept our word on finishing this up. Are there any questions out there that we can answer for you? All right. If there's not, we're going to try to get to the very end of this oh, and by the way, you guys, how do you bring up cancer? You bring it up just like this. You say, hey, who do you have your cancer insurance with currently? Hey, Bob. Hey, Julie, who do you have your cancer insurance with currently? Well, what do you mean cancer insurance? Well, a separate policy so that if you get cancer, it pays you thousands of dollars, pays the money directly to you. Oh, we don't have anything like that. All right, well, let me ask you this. Who do you know that's been affected by cancer? Now they all say, well, you know what, both my mom and dad, Julie's mom and dad also. Do you mind if we talk about that? No, not at all. Tell me about what they went through. And you get them talking about it, because the more they talk about it, the more they are providing themselves, showing themselves the need, why they need this policy. When they get all done and you say, did they have to have surgery? What did this all do to them financially? Oh, it made it, really difficult on them. You know what, based upon everything you've told me, I need to show you this Precision Care Cancer Plan. If your mom and dad had it, they would have been paid $50,000 cash, tax-free. Could you imagine the difference a lump sum, a check for $50,000 would have made for your mom and dad? That's how easy it is to bring it up. And don't be afraid to reach out to me. I've got that written down if you need it. Okay, I want to share with you one last thing, and that's my favorite quote of all time, and that is, everything you want is on the other side of fear. Everything you have ever wanted is just sitting on the other side of fear. And fear, somebody shared this with me recently. I'm like, I really like this. Fear stands for FEAR, and it stands for false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. So when you really break down what you're afraid of, I'm afraid I don't really ever ask for referrals. Well, why don't you? Well, I'm afraid that, they won't give them to me. Maybe they'll get mad. Maybe they'll cancel their policy because I asked them for a referral. Okay, so do you think that might be false evidence appearing real? Well, what do you mean? What do you really think, if we break it down, would somebody ever cancel their policy because you asked them if you could help anybody else, any of their friends? No. Okay, so let's not let fear stop us from asking for referrals. All right, I'm not going to. Boom, boom, boom. Thanks. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So everything you want is on the other side of fear. Make fear your friend, and let's make 2025 better than 2024. And that was it was a good year overall. So, all right,
Michael,
you guys.
real quick, we got a question that popped up. Can
Excellent.
the short-term home health care be sold as a list bill to an employer group?
Yes, it can. You have to have 5 lives, 5 people.
Cool. Well, I appreciate that answer. Guys,
May I have
please
a quick
remember.
question?
Fire away.
Is it available in California?
No, it's not available. Almost nothing is available in California.
Thanks, Michael. Appreciate you.
Yes, yes. I wish it were, but yeah, they're a hard state to do. California, New York, just crazy. All right, what else? Anything else, you guys? All right,
I
let's
don't think so, sir. Please remember, let your clients make the decision. If they say no, it's just another way to have a conversation. So, like Michael said, best thing you can do is ask. Worst thing they can do is say no. You'll still walk away friends. It'll work out.
I love it. Hey, I want to just add, I want to piggyback onto that because that is so important. Okay. Remember the word no. I love the word no. All right. Because we're not all going to just get yeses. Life would be no fun. We're going to get no's, and no's mean that, hey, you know what? I need more information from you. I don't need more commitments. I need more information from you. So keep going with that. But also let's remember that the word no, and I lost my train of thought on that one. Oh, here it is. So our job as insurance agents, our job is to be able to give our clients the ability to say no. In other words, if we don't bring up the hospital indemnity plan, if we don't bring up home health care, if we don't bring up the Precision Care Cancer Plan with genomic sequencing, we're not giving our clients the ability to say no. Our job is to show them the information, and then, hey, they'll make their decisions, but we can't decide for them and say, well, I'm not even going to show it to them because they would not buy it. All right, that's all I got. Courtney, take us home, girl.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. Thank you all for taking the time out of your day to join us. I appreciate the participation as well. Please remember, the more questions you ask, the more knowledge you get. My dogs are going crazy in the background. I've told them no 5 times. They don't seem to care. So we are going to go ahead and jump off here. Have a fantastic day. I hope you all do well in 2025. We will talk to you soon.
Namaste, everybody.